The Reserve Bank is set to raise interest rates for a seventh straight month in an effort to slow rising inflation. Well, joining me live is John Rolfe, News Corp senior cost of living reporter. Thanks so much for joining us. How are you this morning, John?
G'day, Janie. Hello to you and to all the wonderful regional viewers.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, the RBA, as we know, is expected to potentially lift that cash rate by either about 1/4 or 0.5%. So that's going to obviously lift those rates even more. Not only rates, we've got energy, fuel, tolls. What kind of impact is this putting on our families?
Well, I'm 45 and I haven't seen anything like this in my adult life, Janie. People are copping it from all sides. It's unusual in Australia to see such a wide range of costs going up so quickly. We haven't seen inflation at these levels since the early 1990s. Of course, people will remember the extremely high interest rates then, but that was on much, much smaller mortgages. So I think the impact is at least equal now when it comes to making your home loan repayments. Then the floods and international factors have pushed up the price of food and also of filling up the car. And then there's energy bills, which are just out of control. That is something we have seen from time to time in Australia, unfortunately. But last week's budget predicted a further 56% increase over the next 2 years. It's really quite extraordinary. And the overall pressure being applied to household budgets is extreme. I was talking to one gentleman yesterday who it's so tough for them, they now wash their dishes in cold water. People are making extraordinary cuts to the way that they live just to get by. And unfortunately, it's not going to get better anytime soon.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. It's coming from all different angles and something that we haven't seen for a number of years. And not only that, again, as you mentioned, having to deal with situations like floods where people are still waiting to get back into their homes and from the fires a number of years ago as well. So it's a really horrible situation, not only financially, but mentally and emotionally. So, John, give us some good news. What can we do to basically help with this cost of living pressure?
Well, that's exactly it. There are things that we can do, some practical, relatively simple steps that we can take to lower our cost of living and to fight back against this rising tide. It's something that we do in our household every year, and we often have to do it more frequently than that. So what we do, we identify the big rocks, the things in our budget that have the biggest impact, both up and down, if we can do something about them. So you are talking about your mortgage, your insurances, whether it be for the car, home, or for your family's health. And you've got to find a better deal without sacrificing quality. So in the past 12 months, my family moved away from a major bank to a smaller bank, and we reduced our home loan interest rate by a full percentage point. That's a huge saving. Imagine that, being able to obliterate 2 of these oversized RBA rate rises or 4 of the regular sized ones, and probably including one of the ones today. It's a massive, massive saving, and it's hard for any family to be able to do more in the way that they live than to cut their home loan interest rate considerably. But there's other things that you can do. We've also moved energy provider. And in our case, we fixed before these latest round of really big increases. That boat has probably sailed, but you certainly can find a better deal which will save you hundreds of dollars a year. We also moved from one major insurer for our car to another. That lopped $400 off our premium without sacrificing quality. Still get to pick who repairs it. Still get a car if we need it in the interim. So you don't have to cut back on the quality of your life, but you do have to take action and take control of these large expenses and see what you can do to be a price maker rather than a price taker.
Great advice. What about comparison sites? Do we go through them or do we do it ourselves? And also mortgages, some people may not have fixed their mortgage. They might want to be on a variable. Is it too late, do you think? I know it's a hard question, but do you think it's too late to get onto a fixed if you're already variable, or what do you do?
I wouldn't be going to a variable rate now. You're really, the way that the market has those things currently priced, it's probably not the best time. The time to be doing that was last year. I missed that opportunity. We're on a variable rate and dealing with this pain that's, as you said in your introduction, coming for the 7th time and probably 8th time next month, and then again in February. So we're just going to have to endure that. But by not locking in at the high fixed rates available now, you will hopefully enjoy some of the benefit as the Reserve Bank tries to restart the economy that it's intentionally slowing down now in the second half of next year. So we're not talking about years and years of really high interest rates. When it comes to comparison sites, I try to use the ones that are run by state and federal governments. So many state governments have their own fuel sites now, which are great. It's harder in regional areas which don't have the price cycles that metropolitan cities markets exhibit, but you certainly can do it for things like private health insurance. There's a not particularly well-used government website for private health insurance comparison, but it's so helpful. And if you use it, you're almost guaranteed to be able to reduce by hundreds of dollars a year what you have to pay, often what you're forced to pay because of the way our tax system is set up with the Medicare levy surcharge. So you should check it out, privatehealthinsurance.gov.au, and that will help you out. And these state-based fuel sites as well. Personally, I try not to use the commercial ones, and where there isn't a comparison site available, for instance, in car insurance, you just have to do it yourself. It does take a little bit of time. Make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, an hour later, you'll be hundreds of dollars better off.
Oh, I wish it only took an hour for me. It takes a lot longer than that, but no, it's great advice and it's worth it. It is really worth taking that time. And as you said, you can just save hundreds of dollars in terms of all different areas in life. Thank you so much. It was really great to talk to you, John Rolfe, News Corp
Great to talk to you.
Senior Cost of Living Reporter. Thank you.